Long days always find ways to get longer. Make sure you're careful. Careful about how you tell Anna about what you just found out. It's a rough thing, and she was living with the guy. Things are going to be different in there. She's different. You're different. I'm different. But am I different enough to not fall into old patterns? Keep in mind, Sam, no matter how much you want to, you can never go home again.
Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to, wait. Welcome back to Twin Mirrors. Find a story to tell you once we've, heard this. It says something. Yeah.
The last time I was here, I was shoving way too many boxes into a trunk that couldn't fit them all. He had to get a new one after the accident. Must have been very expensive. Didn't think I'd see it again. Not looking forward to stepping back inside.
Alright.
It's fine, Dad. I can handle this.
Someone broke into my daughter's house and you want me to just sit by and wait?
Yes, that is exactly what I want you to do. Don't you have an appointment?
I always have an appointment. I'm at the doctor's more often than I'm home. Sam, talk some sense into my daughter here.
I'm gonna have to side with Anna on this one. Can't miss appointments.
Just because I'm an old man in a wheelchair, you two think you can push me around.
Dad, I love you. And I love that you want to protect me, but please, it'll be okay. Go to your doctor's appointment. The police will be here soon.
I'm just belly aching. It's your house. Your rules. I'll leave you to it.
Thank you.
Though before I head off, Sam, you tell me if something was going on, right? Anna's brave and she's strong, but she's also stubborn.
Dad, I told you I can take care of myself.
And I'm old enough to know when things ain't right. You tell me now, Sam. You tell me if my little girl is in danger. I can't watch over her anymore, so I need you to keep her safe.
Stop talking about me like I'm not here.
Joe, I don't know.
She's all I have left. Promise me you'll protect her. I need your word.
Wow. Heavy. Joe's really laying on the paternal guilt. I can't promise something like that. I don't know what might happen. He just wants to feel like someone is looking out for her. I can't blame him. And what if I can't keep that promise? Then refuse. All I know is I personally couldn't say no to a desperate father.
Which means, yeah, I was gonna say, which means that we're good. Man, you know, these analytical and social choices really are whether or not you're a dickhead, and the analytical ones really seem to be like...
Of course I want Anna to be safe. But she's her own person. I can't make decisions for her.
She's my little girl. She's all I have left. Surely you understand.
I do. That's why I would never lie to you.
Damn if that ain't honest.
Dad, I can take care of myself. Nothing's gonna happen to me, okay?
I see I won't change your minds. Time for me to go home.
Text me when you arrive, all right? Hey, don't feel bad about my dad. He still needs to learn to trust me. And thank you for not indulging him. I'm heading inside. See how bad it is.
Well, this is gonna weigh on Joe. I need to get in there eventually. But maybe I should look around the property first. It's Bugs. She probably brought it over one time when she came with Nick.
I would ask how he knows it's hers, but I mean, it quite possibly a toy that she had before he left, and considering that Anna doesn't have any other kids, I mean, it would make sense for it to be hers. All right, let's see. That's a nice little place she's got here. Planted within the last year. A lot of elbow grease, paint bucket. Got a sign on the ground.
Anna never got rid of this sign. I think the happiest I ever saw Anna was the day she bought this place.
Alright, let's see just how happy she was.
I want everyone to know this house is sold. You're mine. I own you now. It might be 200 years before it's paid off, but it's mine.
So, when can I start moving my own stuff in?
After you finish carrying all my stuff in.
Sure, but that means I get to choose which side of the bed I'm sleeping on.
What? No! You're gonna sleep on the side closest to the door.
Why's that?
So if someone breaks in, you can fight them off. And maybe because I like being near the window.
Somehow I feel like it's entirely the second thing and not at all the first.
We can talk about all this after my stuff's inside.
But all your stuff's so heavy.
Which is why I need your help. Don't slack, Sam. This house isn't gonna decorate itself. And I want you to be part of that.
Looks intact. Alright. So yeah, my little story here. So, recorded the last part, right? Came out last weekend. Rendered it and everything. Said it was done. Looked in my files, it was there. A fucking thing disappeared. I honestly don't know what happened to it. It disappeared. So now I'm spending my Sunday trying to play through chapters 5, 6, and 7 so that I can get these parts recorded to unlock chapter select so I can then go back and record chapter 4. So yeah, that should be fun.
She really didn't need to come home to a robbery on top of everything else.
So yeah, I'll be finishing this game. Now thankfully, it's kind of annoying, but at the same time will save me quite a bit of recording time in the future. So I mean, not all that bad. Built after Joe's accident, okay? Yeah.
Sent from a mourner. Anna probably couldn't handle taking it inside.
Else out here doesn't look like it. Alright.
Shattered glass. This is how whoever it was broke into the house.
Alright. Let's see how this interaction goes.
This place was tossed. Maybe looking for something. Anna's not having a great day. Focus on her before you go into detective mode.
Sam. Tell me what you found.
I found exactly what you were hoping I wouldn't find.
Nick was murdered. He...
She needs you, buddy. Needs me? I don't even think she knows I'm here. What am I supposed to do? Something. Anything. It's the thought, the effort. Get her a drink. Just show her you're here. I'm not sure how a drink will make her feel better about murders and break-ins. But I guess I've heard worse ideas. She
All
kept the
right.
drinks in the kitchen, in one of the pantries.
You know, it's weird when dudes just like sitting there.
She normally keeps some drinks in the pantry. It's been a while, Sam. Things have changed around here. You feel like looking at old keepsakes? No.
What do I got? Closets? Who the fuck calls cupboards closets? Alright, let's check here then. Hey, there's some.
Ah, here's where she keeps the drinks.
What do we got? Chocolate drink, lime juice.
She used to drink this every day in middle school. Brings her back to being 10. Her go-to soft drink. She actually likes to drink this stuff straight. Could do. Don't stress about what drink. People in film noirs always offer a stiff drink in times like this. Might work.
Gonna go with the lime, with the soft drink. I mean,
On the bright side, I don't think it's possible to make her feel worse. You're not helping. Yes, I am. Yes, you are. Thanks.
I'm going to assume that I have the drink. Okay, that says talk. That could still mean that I have the drink, but... Okay, I just wanted to double check that there wasn't like a glass on the counter that I was supposed to pick up.
Lime juice. Still something you like?
That's sweet. I'd assumed you'd already gone to look around and, I don't know, think. This is just so fucked. Nick? My house?
Sam, you should distract her. Get her talking or thinking about anything else.
My stuff, everything is trashed. Is this like the worst coincidence? Or is it related to Nick's death? Did it...
You're not alone. Here, have a drink. It'll help.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's helping a bit.
Okay, now I guess we'll look around. So let's start with the kitchen. I saw that there was like a wine bottle on the floor.
Who takes the time to have a drink in the middle of a break-in?
I mean, only takes a second to like pop the top off and swig from the bottle.
Even when he messed up, Nick always found the right words.
Let's see. I'm sorry about yesterday. You're right. I have been distant. Things have been pretty messy at work lately. You don't have to forgive me, but if you'd like to invite me to a concert, I'll just leave these two here. Yes, there might be some pepperoni rolls in the fridge.
And always wanted to visit France. But life is just too strange for me there. Anna's favorite band. Smooth as always, Nick.
The placeholders. Yeah. I'm assuming just because like they couldn't decide on like an actual band name. Apparently that happens a lot in like everything from like video games, movies, books, and everything, where somebody will just come up with like a placeholder name, and whatever name they chose for it, like they'll just end up not thinking of a better name, and eventually it just becomes the name.
Finally, there.
Taken down after Joe's accident. He wanted it put back. Okay. Covered under stairs apparently isn't important. Can't do anything about the glass. It's weird that he put the picture back up. That seems to be tampering with evidence, but mostly sociology, history, and writing manuals, same as before. For some reason, I was having a second there where I couldn't remember how to pronounce sociology.
This feels like the only part of the house I recognize. Whatever punk broke in here wrecked it. There. Good thing it's intact. It's about the last thing Anna has of her mother.
Song Anna played at the wake, Nick's favorite.
I don't think she ever forgave me for saying I didn't think they sounded better.
I mean, I can't tell the difference between a record and a CD. I mean, but I can't tell the difference between
Cheesy
a lot of
action
stuff when it comes
movies,
to
dark
music and that.
thrillers, and human rights. The melting pot of Anna. Anna would pace around the house for hours, then sit down and write her articles in one go.
All right. Let's see what memory we got here. Yeah, I don't mind the Mind Palace stuff, but when it's just like the one memory, like the first time we went in here, we had like that whole walkway that we went down in that and had multiple memories. But when it's just one memory like this, like why make me
Sam,
walk
what are you
towards
doing?
it and activate it?
I called for dinner like a dozen times. It's gonna get cold. I am not your mom, you know. Working on an article is no reason to ignore basic politeness, Sam. Fine. You can eat your dinner cold for all I care. I'm done waiting for you.
Anna has to be helping her dad out with these. I'm not sure it's enough.
Yeah, I mean, nothing like that would take quite a bit of money.
Anna always was more interested in people than cold hard facts.
Each year, Greenmount Primary School showcases new talent in an art contest. Amidst the jungle of creativity, one particular piece caught my eye. A sort of cryptid figure that refused to reveal its true nature to me. Unable to pierce the paper, young Timothy Brown had to step in. "It's interactive," he said, pointing at a bump. "You have to fold it out." One layer after another, the truth revealed itself. The cryptid slowly gave way to a map of basswood. If you think you've seen it all, take a moment to look at what the new generation has to bring. You might be surprised. I was.
Not surprised Anna keeps this letter. I'd keep it too.
Let's see. My dad says writing thank you letters is what you do when someone is very nice, so I hope you like mine. I would like to thank you very, very much for how you wrote about me. I don't know why you thought my drawing was worth talking about over the others, but it was very, very nice of you to talk about it. My dad put your article on the fridge and circled my name. I'm kind of scared some people might have gone and seen it and been disappointed, but maybe not. If I ever win another art contest, I will tell you. Well, that's nice. I'd keep that too.
I got this for Anna's birthday after she mentioned wanting to travel more.
Anna loved daydreaming about exotic places. She turned it into a game, asking you where you'd go if you could drop everything and travel the world. She wanted to see Paris, London, Shanghai, Vietnam, Berlin, and more. She talked for hours about the places, the museums, the people, the languages. You said you prefer to hike in the mountains, miles away from people. She laughed and suggested the Himalayas, but you had the hiking trail around Basswood in mind. Basswood. You bought her that journal to humor her. Maybe she knew, maybe she thought she'd convince you one day. Either way, she's kept the journal, and the pages are still empty. Oh, I got some new information here on myself. Nick's accident report was shoddy. I can't count on the police anymore. Worse, they might think that I killed Dennis. It's just me now, and I'm not even sure I trust myself. After I found Dennis murdered, Anna wanted to call the cops. I told her not to. Even Anna is suspicious about me now, but that just proves my point. Either that, or I lost the only person I could have counted on. Realizing that Nick's death could only have been murder brought me focus and clarity, but for Anna it was just shock. She barely had time to react, but there's no doubt it hit her hard. Refusing to promise her father I'd always keep Anna safe somehow made her feel better. Humans and their pieces. Who can make sense of this? Nick was investigating something. He always wanted to break a big story, but in the end, did it fizzle out like he said to Walter, or was he just keeping things to himself? Now that I've been to the site where Nick had his fatal crash, I'm convinced it wasn't an accident. Drunk driving and speeding just doesn't square with his personality. Getting in over his head with an investigation does, unfortunately. Okay. Alright, I guess we'll try talking to Anna again then. I don't see anything else to do. Oh wait, no, that's not true. We got stairs.
I know you want to help her by finding out what happened. Right now, though, stay focused on Anna. She needs to know she's not alone.
Okay, apparently we will talk to Anna again then.
Hey, are you feeling better?
Yeah. Thank you, Sam. Sorry, I just kind of lost it for a second there.
Yeah. I mean, careful, Sam. You know you can be indelicate. She needs your support right now.
I mean, it hasn't been an easy week, you know? And I've got the feeling it isn't over yet.
Tell me about it. I should have stayed back in Connecticut. This town doesn't want me here. Coming back, facing all that aggression, being covered in blood, possibly accused of murder. Did you really have to make it about you?
I know this hasn't been easy for you either. This all sucks. I'm just so... This whole thing is a mess. But honestly, it's been a mess for a while. Like, everything was fine, you know? Nick moved in, it was nice, but lately he just closed himself off. He'd been gone most nights, at the bar or the fishing shack, come home late, refusing to talk about his work. It got unbearable. It was almost like I was living with you all over again.
It doesn't feel
Ouch.
good, but she needs to get this off her chest. Don't be too harsh on her. You're right. I shut you out, and I'm sorry.
The past is the past. None of what's happening now is your fault. I'm just lashing out. It's just having you in the house, it's bringing back a lot of things. We had a good time. So many memories here, both bad and great.
We did have a good time, yeah.
But then came Dad's accident, the mine investigation, your proposal. I still feel horrible about how it all happened. But you understand why I said no, right?
I know, the timing wasn't great. Your dad's accident, the mine investigation, me being hated by all of Basswood.
That's not why I said no. You knew I didn't want to get married. I told you before, I never liked the idea. Never wanted a ring. When you asked, I just thought I was with someone who didn't know me. That terrified me. And then it ended so abruptly, you and I. I don't think I ever took the time to really process what happened. I wonder if it would have ended the same way with Nick. If my relationship with him was as doomed as my relationship with you. The way Nick closed himself off to me the last few weeks. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I can't bear to live with someone, to truly share my life, to make compromises and all that.
I'm not Nick. Stop comparing us. He may have been your boyfriend, but Nick was my best friend since we were kids. This is hard for me too, you know. I know you didn't mean it like that. Just calm down,
Wow, that was
Sam.
way
If you
more
start
aggressive than I thought
spiraling
that was
now,
going to
this
be.
isn't gonna end well. Just, he was my best friend. It still hurts.
It doesn't matter anyway now, does it? He's dead, and whatever we had is done. And we're on our own if we're gonna find out who killed him. I'm not backing down from this, no matter what we find. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I want to know who killed Nick as much as you do.
Let's get the asshole who did this behind bars. It's the only thing we can do for Nick now. I just keep bouncing back from terrified to angry.
That is very understandable.
Can you take a look upstairs? I still need a moment. Let me make sure I'm done crying and all that.
Take your time. I'll tell you if anything's wrong.
Thanks, Sam.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Oh, I got an achievement. Smooth talker. Talk to Anna without asking for advice. Okay. I did get some new stuff, though. I don't know if opening up to Anna even did anything, not when there's so much regret and pain involved. What? Anna and I had the talk about Nick, about us, about everything that went wrong. She still thinks I'm only thinking about myself. Is she wrong? Alright, so here's the thing, right? When I picked that response, don't compare me to Nick, I really thought that he was going to go for a more supportive, like, don't compare the two of us. We were different people. Just because it didn't work out with me doesn't mean that it was going to work out with him, right? Obviously, he went off on a direction I did not foresee in the slightest. And about her not willing to share life that, because like the thing with like, it's like, I don't want to get married. It's like, okay.
I remember taking this photo. God, seeing it like this. Not what Anna needed.
It's like, okay, I get it. Some people don't want to get married. Some people don't like, are against it because they feel like it ties them down. Um, because they find that like it's too religious for them, or like the religious symbolism in it isn't for them, stuff like that. But here's the thing: for the people who, I'm guessing, based on the way Anna was talking there, they don't want to get married because it means that they're supposed to be with this person forever. That to me has fear of commitment written all over it, where it's like, I was gonna say I don't want to grow up, I don't want to change, because generally when people are like, I don't want this, I and never will, you should never say never, because you don't know what's going to change throughout your life. So if you are one of those people who are like, I never want to get married, and instead of like, I don't want to get married right now, I'm not in the right place to get married right now, something like that, if you just say I never want to get married, that shows that you never want to change. That's like an indication that you don't want to change anything in your future from what you have now. Same with like the people who are like, I never want a kid, like I never want a baby. That shows that you're very resistant to growing up, to changing, right? Um, which if you can find another partner who is also resistant to change and wants to stay, I was going to say a teenager, but you don't necessarily, but it's not necessarily a teenager that would say something like that, right? Like if you're like in a good place and like you're scared that if you change anything, it's just going to make everything go wrong. I mean, that's, like generally if somebody says that they never want to do something, it's not because they're necessarily against that. It's because they're, like I said, afraid of change, afraid that it'll go wrong, afraid sometimes they're very selfish, and it's just like, I don't want to marry you because then, or like they're very knowledgeable about themselves and it's like, I don't want to marry you because I will be an adulterer, stuff like that. But yeah, it does seem like, just based on the like on the few conversations that we had with Anna, like, she doesn't want to work at the paper. She wants to remain a freelancer. She didn't want to marry my guy here. She's worried about whether or not it would turn out the same with Nick. She always wants to travel. Uh, it very much seems like a fear of settling down.
I remember taking
Oh,
this
fuck
photo.
off. That's not clearly not what I was looking
Seeing it
at.
like this. Not what Anna needed. As far as Bug was concerned, this was her real house.
Sure, I don't know what house that is. Okay, well, we got a bathroom. We got a. Oh. Let's check this one.
It looks like Joan's using this room now.
Joan's things have been fully searched.
Anna must
Well,
have been letting her use it when she stayed over. Got the A, corrected the teacher, but still forgot the date.
Yeah. Obviously, kid's desk, but still ransacked.
Mr. Unicorny. Well, you and Joan have been inseparable since the day she was born.
Remember the night Joan showed up here when you and Anna were still together? She was looking for you. She said she'd had a fight with her mom, so she packed Miss Unicorn and her PJs in a bag. Could she spend the night? Anna took Joan in while you called her mother to let her know she was safe. By the time you hung up the phone, the two of them were baking cookies and laughing in the kitchen. Now Joan is older and her dad had moved in with Anna. You think maybe they still bake cookies? A good detective would note the absence of Joan's more recent personal belongings. Well, I mean, clearly you are. I mean, that's something that you yourself would have to tell us, the player, as we have no knowledge of your life before, like, a couple days ago.
Not your standard thief. Too destructive. Oh, maybe trying to send a message?
Yeah.
This used to be her old bed. First thing she bought when she settled in.
Back to the Mind Palace.
Come on, work, you piece of junk! I know you're awake.
No, I'm not.
Then how are you talking?
I'm a celebrated sleep talker.
Come on, get up. I need your help.
Did you try rebooting it? That's honestly all I got.
I have tried that. If I don't get this done by noon, Walter won't run the article. What do I do?
Okay. Let me see it.
Thank you. It just won't respond to anything. Do you want a back rub while you work?
As your hero, it's the least you could do.
I'll do more than that, my white knight.
Oh, you will, my princess of the typefaces.
Of course. When you fix it.
Okay. Well, the bathroom is also open, so let's check here. Did I not? Oh, I thought I saw something pop up there for a second.
As if her week wasn't bad enough already.
Yeah.
I should erase it. But then the police wouldn't get the burglar's handwriting.
See, that's one thing that I never understood, like, the handwriting, but people don't generally write in lipstick on glass. Like, you might be able to catch a few similarities, but I imagine you take like 100 people who all have different handwriting, give them a tube of lipstick and a mirror, and they're gonna look way similar than their individual handwriting does. Twin toothbrushes. Yeah, Nick was very moved in. Alright, I'm assuming this goes to the other door, so maybe that other door was
Why
locked
is it
or
so
something.
dark in here?
The windows aren't open. Because there's someone hiding in the closet. Anna's stuff is still in here. I doubt that there's anyone hiding in the closet. closet. I mean, it's obviously a possibility, but...
This room feels so different now. It felt like mine once, but it never was.
No, well, we got a computer on the floor.
I guess Anna must have left it on, but she had her laptop with her.
So
Is
this
this
must be
Nick's?
Nick's. Oh, and he's transferring it.
Huh? Is someone downloading something off Nick's laptop?
So there's definitely somebody in the closet then. Oh, that's that kid from the pharmacy.
Sam! Sam! Who was that? Sam! Are you okay?
I think whoever trashed your house just trashed me.
Can you stand?
Yeah. The headache isn't as bad as the one I had this morning.
I couldn't get a good look at them. They just sprinted out of the house, and I heard some weird, loud engine drive off.
Well, whoever it was, they were dumping data off Nick's computer. I must have interrupted them.
There's no trace of whatever he took. So what do we even do now?
We need Nick's backups, if he has any. Did he ever do anything like that? Boxes in the attic, files to the cloud, another computer? Did he have anywhere besides here in the Basswood jungle he kept things?
No. No, I don't think so. I don't... Actually, over the last few months, remember I mentioned Nick has been going out a lot to that old fishing shack his family owns.
I know the one. I went there with Nick and Bug a few times.
He went mostly in the evenings. Most nights, really. Said he was night fishing.
But if he was secretly using it as a second office...
It'd be worth taking a look.
Hello? Anna? Are you home? Your father called. Said there'd been a break-in?
Couldn't they have gotten here 2 minutes ago? They'll arrest me if they found Dennis's body.
You go out the back. I'll talk to Bess and keep her busy.
If you're sure, I'll go to the fishing shack. It sounds like if Nick was hiding something, it might be there.
Hon, I'm starting to get worried.
Sorry! I was just in the bathroom. Be right out. Go.
Well, no achievement, so that must not be the end of the chapter. Probably after we're done the fishing shack section, maybe?
Nick's fishing shack. A lot of memories here. Good memories. Anna said he'd been sneaking off here to work on something. I almost hope I don't find anything. Nick, what were you up to?
Okay, got an old fishing shack, got a bike, which means Joan might be here.
Joan rides this bike everywhere. Which is impressive with how far away everything is out here. What's it doing here?
I don't know. See if I got anything else. Log there. Got this big old tree here. Campfire.
I remember teaching Bug how to roast marshmallows. Hers turned out great. Mine were always burnt.
It's a tough thing to do, sadly. Alright, let's go fishing. I guess.
You know, fishing's a lot like life. Practice, patience, and perseverance hooks you the big one.
Dad, not everything is a life lesson.
Actually, I was talking to Muley here.
Oh, that's fine. He's got a lot to learn.
You know, I'm better at fishing and life than you are.
Whatever you say, Muley.
Aw, worms are so cute.
You sure are, Bug. Can you hook me another one? Can't catch a fish without bait.
Um, I, I don't want to hurt it.
Come on, it's just a worm.
Here, Bug, just hand them over and I'll bait it.
No, I'd be an accomplice then.
Don't worry about it. The point of fishing isn't to catch anything anyways.
I mean, I get that, that he was doing it for his daughter, but the point of fishing is to catch something. Hey, cherish your memories. What does that mean? Relive all. Okay, so that must be the last Mind Palace thing. There's still 2 chapters left, so whatever. The last 2 must really go by quickly.
Bug?
Muley? How did you... Does my mom know?
Does your mom know what? What is this?
Mom doesn't know. Good. I've decided to leave town.
Bug, this is not a good idea.
I've got food for 5 days. I'll hitchhike and bike down to Virginia.
Do you have any idea how far that is?
About 80 miles to get down to my Aunt Lisa. My mom hates her. Don't try to stop me.
You can't leave like this. Not without telling anyone.
Oh, yeah? Why not? That's what you did.
She's serious about this.
Yeah, saw that.
Careful, Sam. This is not a drill. Maybe try to bring up her mother again. You should at least call your mom.
My mom? She's hardly even there. She's always so... Plus, I know what she'll say. Calm down. Think of the common good. She doesn't do anything. Just sits around, takes her back pain pills, and stares at the TV like a lump.
Well, that was a miss. When it comes to this kid, your instinct is better than mine. The mother, though, we should have a talk with her later.
Look, I'm not a child anymore.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
not asking for your permission. There's nothing for me here.
Leaving is gonna hurt the people you care about the most. The way I left was selfish. You're not selfish. The Joan I knew couldn't even hurt a worm, let alone her own mother.
It's not like I want to hurt her. She just works all the time, and then she's too out of it. And never listens to me. I think I'm done depending on others. My dad I could rely on. But he's gone. There's nothing else for me around here.
I was wrong yesterday. She's not in denial. She's scared.
Something terrible happened to him, but no one listens to me. No one cares.
I care. I believe you, and I'm investigating like you asked.
I know. People at the wake got upset at you over it.
Yeah. They did not like me bringing that up. But Nick was my friend. I want to know what happened to him. I care about that, but I also care about keeping you safe.
I know you're doing your best. It's just this town, you know? It just feels like it grinds you down. It's choking me, and I need fresh air. I need someplace I can think, not here.
Sounds like Basswood really failed this kid.
I mean, what am I supposed to do tomorrow? Or the day after? In 10 years?
You like insects? How about someone who studies them? Would you like to be an entomologist? Go around the world, collecting bugs?
You remember? Yeah, bugs are cool. That does sound fun.
You can leave Basswood that way, but you can't do it without finishing school. It won't be easy, but it's better than just wandering out in the dark. Focus yourself on your goals. I know your father would be proud of that. Look, I'm gonna find out what really happened to him, okay? And you and I, we'll figure this out. About what's next for you, about your mom, life. I need you to trust me. I need you to give me some more time.
A few days. You have a few days.
You want me to drive you back home?
No, it's fine. I need to take my bag back anyway. I'll see you later. All right?
I promise. For real this time.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Now that I've kept your daughter from skipping town, let's see if you've kept anything hidden out here, Nick. This is either new or Nick was really distracted. He usually fixed everything.
You know, there was something bothering me about that kid when I first saw her, and now I know what it is. When she gets like the angry look on her face, she almost looks like Chucky. When I went to Nick's old fishing shack to investigate, I found Joan there packing her stuff to run away from home. I managed to talk her down, but it feels like a fragile victory. I need to do right by her. Nick's computer is the reason Anna's house was broken into and my head was clogged. The attacker took off with Nick's files, so the question remains, what did Nick discover and how did it get him killed? I mean, if you took it to a computer specialist, I'm sure he could recover the files. It takes a lot to eliminate files.
Tell a 3-year-old kid about tardigrade man, and this is what happens.
Tardigrade Man wasn't what Joan wanted. She wanted the comic Captain Corset, the pirate princess who sails the deepest sea trenches. Except Nick was in a hurry when it was his turn to have Joan for the weekend, and he bought the wrong comic book. Comic Fuel on Carter Road was out at the Pirate Princesses. Joan was barely old enough to read, so Nick hoped it wouldn't matter. It did. She cried the entire day. Finally, it was you who read her The Adventures of Tardigrade Man. Compared to the swashbuckling, witty princess, Tardigrade Man wasn't much to look at. It was old, bald, and had a scary purple face, not an instant hit with Joan, but you who saw the appeal of Tardigrade Man from the word go, an unconventional hero from outer space what's not to like? Think about it. You told Joan ice, fire, pressure, even poisonous radiation couldn't hurt her. Where the dinosaurs perished, tardigrades triumphed. Suddenly, she wasn't crying anymore, but listening. Tardigrade Man was half tardigrade, half human. I still don't know what a tardigrade is. Half alien. That's 3 halves. And he had a plethora of survival skills. Plethora means many. Joan liked that word. I have a plethora of friends now, she said. Who are they? You asked. Someone at school? No, you. Muley and Tardigrade Man. Another thing tardigrades can do is go dormant for 30 years and then wake up and pick up right where they left off. So wouldn't it be great if friendships could do that too, Sam? I mean, yeah. It would be nice if friendships could do that too, but generally that's not how it works. Okay, so I can enter from both sides then. He walked in like, yeah. Like, alright, why? Cleaned in the last few weeks, and they came here recently. Also, she took that can out and put it on the counter and then didn't take it. Growth chart.
Man, Bugs certainly grew up faster than I realized. She's gotten pretty mature now. Bug never was the social type. Just like me.
Those like giant
With Nick gone,
Legos.
I guess we both lost our best friend. He always kept his favorite rod in this special ready-to-go bag to protect it.
Yeah, well, I bet you that whatever you're looking for is in there.
We used to talk about how hunting was cruel. How much did you change, Nick?
Right?
Back when Nick and Kathy were college sweethearts. Clearly Bug was there too.
Oh, achievement! Find all the mementos. Well, that's good. Oh, right, memento. Kathy and Nick met and fell in love during their last semester at college in Connecticut. It was one of those midweek parties Nick used to drag you along to. That time you went to get drinks, and when you returned, you found Nick talking to a girl in a corner. You didn't even look at her, just handed Nick his beer, and there was a second when you almost swept him away, back into the crowd, back to his life, away from a wedding and a baby and a job in Basswood. But Kathy had already grabbed his arm and smiled and talked at him. It was you who got swept away in the crowd. Still, in that second, there was everything Kathy would always hold against you. You think it was jealousy, or was it bitterness that you didn't save her either from her future life? It was love at first sight, she told everyone. She meant it, he did too. It wasn't anybody's fault that they were wrong.
Joan always liked bugs. There used to be a calendar right here. Why'd he take it down?
I don't know. Okay, well, I saw a lock on that bag. So I'm looking for, like, numbers or something I might have to put into it, but it doesn't seem like there's anything. No, let's keep looking then. Not something Nick would have done back then.
This is where he kept the rods he'd loan out. So what's his favorite rod doing here? He always kept it separate.
Yeah, because I told you need to get into his bag.
Locked. Nick always kept a spare key. It'd be somewhere out of Bug's reach.
Okay, well that seems to be...
Nothing here. Probably too high and hard to get at anyway. No keys. It's also not the best place if you wanted him to stay hidden. Don't see the keys. It was probably too obvious a spot.
Well, yeah. In the fish? Oh, shit, is it actually in the fish?
What a fishy hiding spot, Nick. Always did love your cliches.
Alright, well, I guess it wasn't in the locker, or in the bag.
Like many people, Nick kept a few guns.
Well, generally
Never at
when you
home,
live
and
out,
always locked up.
when you live out in like a wilderness, like a more wilderness area, small town out in the mountains, you would need to. What is this? Remember Caterpillar.
Looks like some kind of reminder Nick left for himself.
Okay,
Reminder
so...
of what?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go look at the wall again. So yellow is up, red is right, green is down, blue is left, and it's the caterpillar. Cleaning supplies. What is this? Oh, it's the calendar.
It has to be the same D he was talking to in his emails.
D wants to talk on the 2nd of April. Well, it clearly says D wants to talk, not D wants to meet. Mr. Subtitler, whoever wrote that for this game.
A prescription for opioids with Kathy's name on it? These are pretty heavy-duty painkillers. Very addictive. Joan wasn't just acting up. Kathy has a problem. Nick was trying to find ways to get Joan in college. It's gotten so expensive.
Yep. It's the student loans being a thing.
An article by Anna about a place called The Cove. Seems it's kind of a commune for outcasts just outside of Basswood.
Okay, I'm interviewing Tyler, a man of few words in his mid-20s and heavily tattooed about the place he lives and why he's here. It's cold enough that I regret not bringing a second jacket. His hands, however, are not shaking because of the cold. This is his 7th relapse. On his 2nd relapse, he lost his girlfriend. On the 4th, his family. The one after that, he attempted to rob his parents' home, but was instead beaten nearly to death by his father. It's not like I wanted to hurt him, I just needed money, and I felt so bad that I thought I was dying. My parents' place was the only place I knew for sure there was some crap I could sell. Dad caught me, tried to talk to him, but he whooped my ass, beat me with a lamp. I don't blame him. I didn't fight back. I was too ashamed. I need a whooping. I still need a whooping. Lynette Branham, 52 with graying hair, looks on with compassionate eyes. Lynette is the one who owns the land and sets the rules. She's judge, jury, and executioner when it comes to deciding who stays and who goes. This place is called the Cove. When the local mine closed, a lot of people found themselves out of work, and some of them had no place to go. Drugs and crimes made them fall into the patterns desperate people often fall into, and Lynette found some of them camping out on her property. She let them stay as long as they followed two rules: no stealing and no fighting. Though she's had to kick a lot of people out over the years, it's not always permanent. In fact, she just let one of them back in. Does not want to be named, but has a lot in common with Tyler: a bad relationship with his family, a mother with her own drug abuse issues, and a history of violent offenses. This young man explained to me why he came back. I can't make it out there. Everyone's hassling me, and I'm just trying not to hassle myself. He has trouble staying still and looks ready to keel over at any moment, yet he's also got a depth to him that's striking. Was sober for half a year once, can't remember the first time I drank, broke into Ma's liquor cabinet when I was 5. Some people see this place and imagine the same old story of hillbillies in the mountains, yet that isn't what this place is. This is a community. They're all drifters, lost in the flow of life, with nowhere else to go and a desire to be better. Lynette shakes her head as he finishes up. She'll let me stay, he says. I ask him how he knows. She have come over and told me to get out right then, he answers. It's true. Lynette lets him stay as long as he promises to try again. She has a lot of patience. You have to, she tells me after the young man goes to lie down. Everyone has their own way of dealing with pain. The path to mistakes comes in lots of forms, some of them pretty invisible unless you look for it. We all stumble sometimes. Most people take a few tries to get back up after being knocked down. If someone isn't there to help them, they just fall back over. The Cove gives me hope.
All right. I think I went through everything here.
Okay, so now I need to look back at the caterpillar. No, not done yet. Caterpillar.
Nick's note mentioned a caterpillar.
Okay, so
I think I
red,
just
green,
found it.
blue, red, yellow. Red, green, blue, red, yellow.
Nick, what were you hiding in this bag that's so important you had it locked up? I just gotta figure out the connection between Nick's note and...
Okay, so red, green, blue, red, yellow, and then based on the other note, it should be right, down, left, right, up.
Let's see what we have here.
Nailed it. On your first try.
That's a lot of cash. More than Nick could make in a decade.
There we have the calendar.
Opioids. From D? Nick, were you looking into drug trafficking?
I mean, we looked at the rest of this stuff already, so...
Nick was gathering at the Cove, and that's how he found his informant, D. It's the person he met the night he died. I just need to figure out who it is.
Okay. Let's look at the files. Oh, I get to choose, eh? Well, let's read this one. JR interviewed by Anna but didn't make it into the article. Late 30s, not personable, ex-miner. JR has been living on the road, working wherever he can as a handyman, and when he came to Basswood, a miner, after the mine closed, he was arrested for drug possession, staying at the Cove now that he's out. Didn't have anywhere else to go. Keeps himself trying to get clean, but it's an ongoing process. From the Midwest, Michigan. Took up smoking, trying to replace other habits with less bad ones. Hasn't worked. JR, Justin Reynolds. Collects hubcaps. Has a Winchester in his truck. Used to living in his truck. Rolls his own cigarettes. Taught me how. Still uses occasionally. Loves camo. Okay. We have Tyler Gilliam. Mid-20s, sees himself as the coast protector, very defensive of Lynette. Tyler's interview with Anna was heartbreaking. He was bad off, so bad in fact that I was legitimately surprised to find him alive the next time I visited the Cove. He certainly wouldn't have been the first member of the group to be claimed by an OD in the middle of the night. Very aggressive, been in and out of jail for most of his life, usually for assault, don't antagonize, clean since the interview. Where did he get his drugs? Dickie. keeps asking about Anna into cooking. Why does it say Dick? Richard. Well, I mean, Dick is Dickie, right? For Richard. Don't know why, but Richard, early 30s. Twitchy even when sober, high-strung and obviously disliked by the Cove, asked not to be named in Nana's article because of his father who runs a shipping company. Smarter than he looks or as dumb as he acts, still hard to say, both still using yes, who is the dealer? Tyler, Lynette, J.R. Kayla, Dickie. Richard is Dickie, it's a nickname. Dickie sold drugs to Tyler, find out who his suppliers. Alright, well then clearly it's this
Richard, a.k.a. Dickie, a.k.a. D. Looks like I found who I was looking for. So that's what it was. Nick suspected a drug ring flourished here in Basswood after the mine closed. He had an informant, Dickie. Probably a low-level drug dealer, and he also had a lot of cash on hand. More than a reporter should. Dickie set up a meeting with Nick, and now Nick's dead.
Dickie is
may be
also the
only
one who
person who
clocked
knows
you
what
in the
really
house.
happened. I need to find him. He lives at this place, the Cove. Or he did. Anna wrote that article on it. She has to know where it is.
Bess finally left. Did you find anything in the fish spot? Yes. Do you know where the Cove is? It's a little commune thing on the outskirts of town. Not big on outsiders. I'll arrive soon, or let's go. Well, let's go. Need you to take me there. Let's go there. I feel like that's a weird response. Let's go there. I feel like it should have been like okay or something, not let's go there. I mean, so chapter 6 and 7, like, it must, like, pick up the pace here right away. Because, like, if we've already got all the collectibles, because we got both collectible achievements. And that's the end of the chapter. Nice catch. And then we'll hit menu. Alright, so that is it for chapter 5. We stopped Bug from leaving town. Which is good. We discovered that we got hit in the head by Dickie, which is always nice. Although, granted, I guess our character doesn't know that's who hit him, but it was very clearly him, no matter how much they blur it out. It's what you get for actually making unique-looking character models instead of a bunch of people that look fairly the same. Yeah, and our character's still a dick when it comes to analytical or social choices, because unfortunately I chose analytical. It's really making me wish that I had chose to do my first run through as the social choices, because they seem significantly more in line in what I would answer the questions, except for the first one. I would definitely have agreed to help the girl see if her father's death was a murder or not, but I'm pretty like every other choice I would have chosen social. But anyway, that'll be it for chapter 5. It wasn't that much shorter of a chapter than the last one, but well, I guess I don't know. But like I said, chapter 6 doesn't look like it's very big on the thing here. Chapter 7 looks like it's a little bit longer than this one, but I don't know if this thing I'm looking for is describing like both endings, because I know that when you go analytical you have 2 different endings, when you go social you have 2 different endings, so 4 endings in total, and I don't know how far back you have to go to get them. But anyway, that'll be it for this part. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next week for chapter 6.